everyone. Today we are going to review the very basic and very old standard IS 16 property plan and equipment. I have written in the short form. Beginning with the definition, I have break down the definition into two parts, that is 1 and 2. You can see property, plant and equipment are the tangible item held by the entity to be used in operating activities, are expected to be used in more than one accounting period. These are the criteria for the property, plant, equipment. Once the asset meets the definition, then we move to the next step, that is recognition. Means we have to recognize the asset, the property, plant, equipment in our books. The recognition criteria is that property, plant, equipment is recognized an asset when it meets the definition of asset, the definition given by the conceptual framework, that is, it is probable. Now the new conceptual framework says it is potential that the future economic benefits will flow to the entity. And the second criteria is the cost can be measured reliably. When both the criteria meet as a definition and the cost can be measured reliably, then property, plant, equipment is recognized as a tangible asset in the books. Now moving downwards, you can see that there is cost of an asset. What is the cost of an asset? How the asset is going to be recognized? What are its components? First component is the purchase price, the price you are going to pay, minus the trade discount. Trade discount is the discount immediately you are getting on spot. It is not the bulk discount, it is the immediate discount you are going to get it. You are going to minus that, plus directly attributable cost. The cost directly attributable to the asset is going to be added up, plus the finance cost if the asset is a qualifying asset. The qualifying asset will be discussed later in other standard borrowing cost, but if it's a qualifying asset, the finance cost is going to be added up, and the total, and when we are going to add up, we get the cost of asset, and the asset is going to be recognized at that cost, this cost, and similarly get depreciated. Now further explaining what is purchase price, what is directly attributable cost, the next is written purchase price. Purchase price include import duties, non-refundable taxes. Directly attributable cost include employee cost if you specifically employ some people to get the asset ready or some other stuff. Site preparation, installation, delivery, assembling cost, professional fees, cost of testing, test running costs, dismantling costs. Now this is all. Now what are the two models given by the standard to value the asset? Two models are cost model and revaluation model. Okay, now what is excess depreciation do when an asset is revalued? Excess depreciation is transferred to retained earning. I've shown the double entry, revaluation reserve debit and retained earning. RE stands for retained earning here, with the amount of excess depreciation. Subsequent cost expenditure is capitalized. The subsequent cost expenditure that is incurred is capitalized when the cost is incurred, when the expense is done, and recognition criteria of asset is met as discussed earlier. Now costs that are never capitalized, that is admin and general overheads, wastage and repair cost, cost incurred in the initial operating time period, running cost, cost of relocating or reorganizing an entity's operation. Now other aspects of IS 16 that are more tricky and that we are going to discuss in this video, that is if an asset is retiring or it is derecognizing. So what we are going to do, first we have to calculate the gain and loss that is being made on the asset. That is, carrying amount minus SP is the sales proceed, and the amount we are left with will be either the gain or loss that will be recognized in PL. PL stands for P&L, profit, statement of profit and loss. Now we are going to discuss what happened when a revalued asset is disposed, sold. The revaluation reserves transfer directly to RE. Here RE is retained earning. It is explained with a simple example. Carrying amount of asset is 100,000, 100,000. Revaluation reserve have 10,000. A balance, and the sales proceed SP over here written is 120,000. The double entry here it is bank debit, the amount of cash you are going to get it. Asset you are going to. Revaluation reserve is account is being closed by debiting it with 10,000. RES revaluation reserve. Asset is being derecognized or removed from the books with 100,000. Retained earning is the balance of retained earning is increased by crediting it with 10,000, and the balancing figure, that is 20,000, highlighted like this is shown, is 20,000. Now the other aspects of property, plant, equipment is that when a property, plant and equipment is exchanged, it is simplifiedly written what is the treatment when a property, plant, equipment is exchanged. Regardless of whether the assets are similar, are measured at fair value unless the exchange transaction lacks the commercial substance, which means fair value cannot be reliably measured. Then other tricky aspects of property, plant, equipment, that is, here I have written R&R. R&R is risk and reward. Asset is derecognized. Derecognition criteria when risk and reward is transferred. When the risk and reward is transferred to the buyer, asset is derecognized from the books. Now some other tricky aspects of derecognition, that is sale on return basis, commonly known as consignment arrangements. In this case, risk and reward is not transferred. That is why asset is not derecognized. Okay. The other aspects are pledge arrangement on NCA is non-current asset. Pledge arrangement, usually the bank loan you are taking and you are for a security of putting your assets or giving. Here R&R is not transferred, but the risk and reward is not transferred. Obviously asset is not going to be derecognized. Sale and repurchase arrangement with fixed price. Clearly see this is written fixed price. Risk and reward is not transferred. Neither risk is transferred nor reward is transferred. So sale and repurchase arrangement means I'm going to sell an asset and there's an arrangement that I'm going to buy back from you after a certain time period or after the certain conditions on a fixed price. So risk and reward is not transferred. You are not going to derecognize the asset. Lastly, the sale and repurchase arrangement with variable or MKT means market terms. If this is the condition variable, see clearly variable, then R&R, risk and reward, is transferred, means asset is going to be derecognized from the seller's book. So everyone, this marks the end of the IAS 16 standard property, plant and equipment. In this video I haven't explained the basic or simplified version of the standard property, plant and equipment. In fact, I have explained the tricky or the more complicated or more variable parts of the standard which are usually examined more oftenly, and I haven't explained very simple things like cost model, revaluation model, depreciation. These are all part of IAS 16, but I haven't. The things I have explained, that what are the very tricky and complicated aspects of this video. I would like you all to comment on my video, give a feedback, how was the video, how you like it, and what are the more other standards you want me to revise or review it, or you want me to do the basic or more complicated versions of the standards or tricky aspects to explain you. Do comment on this video, like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone.